Hello student, we are again starting this continued topic on the zoogeography. Uh, Last lecture we have seen the zoogeography, which are value for the environment and the importance of their zoogeography. And the zoogeography is basically divided into the or categorized in the 5 to 6 types, and they are important with their environment. So you can see this, there are the important for the continental drift theory and mammals. This is one of the end Cretaceous period of this South America drifts westward, breaking from Africa and the Cenozoic. The continued drift yielding current continental spatial arrangement. The zoogeography is what caused this continental drift, sea floor spreading moves tectonic plates of the earth crust lithosphere. Then this continental drift is most important with their oceanic cruise and trends. The continental drift is important for the opposite edge of a given tectonic plate plunges back towards earth core and its destroyed forms deep troughs or trenches. The zoogeography is one of the Triassic and Jurassic, which mammalian diversity, reptilian diversity. Zoogeography is a mammalian diversity versus reptilian diversity. The evolution of this zoogeography is a micro evolution, the survival through the inheritance of favorable characteristics, that is the mutation and selection. The macroevolution is one of the progressions of biodiversity through the geological time, the speciations, extinctions, and this microevolution and macroevolution, which are important for their the natural selection of the work. So you can see this evolution, how does it occurs, the evolution, if they are showing the one by one color and the geographical situations, and they are formed in a species A to species B, species C, divergent speciations. The evolution is species, it is one of the group of potentially interbreeding natural population, the capable of producing viable offspring. The speciations through reproductive isolation, division of populations, the allopatric speciation, the barriers to reproduction, that is sympatric the speciations. The allopatric speciation is a geographic separation leads to reproductive isolations, and they are formed in a ancestral populations, barrier, subsequent differentiation, and barrier disappears. The sympatric speciation is there is an ancestral population, homogeneous, the new populations, and the two sympatric, the non-interbreeding speciation are the established. And the sympatric speciation is the reproductive isolation within randomly mating the populations. The parapatric speciation is ancestral population, homogeneous parapatric speciations. The evolution is the all life comes from life, modification of previously existing structure. Homologous, the mammal four-limb structure, increasing the resemblance of organs or organisms serving the same function, that is analogous. Insect wings versus bird wings, spurs versus cacti, aloes versus agaves, and via convergence. The isolation and convergent evolution is the Myrmecophagous, anteaters, aardvark, aardwolf, numbered the pangolins. The isolation and convergent evolution is The cursorial herbivorous pronghorn, capybara, ganoca, kangaroos, digest tract, dentition, elongated limbs, etc. The isolation and convergent evolution is the fossorial mammals, pocket gophers, Palestine mole rat, reduced size, 4 limbs, claws, ancestors. The isolation and convergent evolution is the bipedal saltad tree mammal, the kangaroo rat, jerboas. म्हणजे अशा प्रकारचे स्पेसिस जे ॲनिमल्स आहेत ते या ठिकाणी आपल्याला पाहायला मिळतात. झूजिओग्राफीमध्ये सेनोझॉइक इरा, इट इज वन ऑफ द पिरियड ऑफ स्वीपिंग क्लायमेट चेंजेस इफेक्ट ऑफ डिस्ट्रीब्युशन ऑफ प्लांट कम्युनिटीज अँड mammal distribution. The Cenozoic era climate changes and mammal distribution. First half of Cenozoic era, second half of Cenozoic era, more seasonal climate. The zoogeography is some possible explanation related to shifting patterns of land and water. The Cenozoic era climate changes and mammal distribution, some possible explanations. Some possible explanation also: formation of major world mountain changes, rocky meter reach present heights in Cenozoic. It is one of the high climatic variability, recurring period of glaciation separated by warm periods. So you can see this zoogeography is one of the major expectations. म्हणजे आपण जर बघितलं तर झूजिओग्राफीमध्ये मेनली जिओग्राफिक डिस्ट्रीब्युशन आहे प्रेझेंट आणि पास्ट वेगवेगळ्या ॲनिमलचं, आणि ते ॲनिमल वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी कसे त्या स्पेसिस डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड आहे त्या एरियामध्ये ते आपण बघतो आहे. वेगवेगळे हे हिपोस आहे ब्रिटनमध्ये कसे राहतात, हे आहे डिस्पर्सफल ॲनिमल मुवमेंट्स. त्याच्यानंतर हे आहे ॲनिमलचं मायग्रेशन. मेनली ॲनिमल मायग्रेशन कशा प्रकारे होते तर एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी मायग्रेशन यासाठी होते की त्यांना मेनली म्हणजे फूड अवेलेबिलिटी, त्यानंतर रिप्रोडक्शन, आणि त्यांना लाईफ सायकल ही कंटिन्यू स्टार्ट करावं लागते. त्यानंतर फाउनल इंटरचेंज, ॲनिमल एक्सचेंज बिटवीन रिजन्स, faunal interchange, filter routes and agricultural land use, habitat, the fragmentations. Zoogeographic filter route आहे, some mammal families using this route. अशा प्रकारचे हे ॲनिमल्स आहे झूजिओग्राफीमध्ये. जर फाउनल इंटरचेंज आहे, ॲनिमल एक्सचेंज आहे बिटवीन रियल्म्स आणि रिजन आहे. तुम्ही जर आफ्रिकामध्ये जर बघितलं तर त्याच्यामध्ये वेगवेगळे आहेत. तुम्ही जर मायग्रेशन जर बघितलं तर मायग्रेशन हे मेनली कसं असतं की मायग्रेशन म्हणली पहिल्यांदा बर्ड्स आपल्यासमोर दिसते, अँड दी बर्ड कॅन क्रॉस लॉंग स्ट्रेचेस ऑफ सी टू ट्रॅव्हल फ्रॉम वन कंटिनेंट टू अनदर अँड टू रिमोट आयलँड्स इन द सी. वॉटर बर्ड्स कॅन कॅरी eggs of snails and seeds of plants on their legs and transport them across the sea. Parasites such as lice and mites can travel on their bodies hidden under the feathers and helminthes in the intestine, only to be released in remote inhabited areas elsewhere. So that this migration of the birds and wind storms is important. तुम्ही जर बघितलं तर इन्सेक्ट असेल, फ्लाइंग इन्सेक्ट्स कॅन बी कॅरीड बाय एअर करंट टू लॉंग डिस्टन्सेस अक्रॉस ओशन्स अँड टू रिमोट आयलँड्स इन द airplanes have collected insects at altitudes of 15,000 to 20,000 above sea level, and birds and bats can make use of favorable air currents to cross long stretches of the sea. So this zoogeography realms is important for the distribution of land animals, and those living in freshwater marine animals or brackish water. It cannot be confined to any one region, as the seas are interconnected and the only possible barrier for them can be climate. Hence, most of the animal distribution studies are based on the land vertebrate fauna that also includes freshwater fishes and the amphibians. So, this theoretically geography is the study of all animals that includes invertebrates, of which insects constitute the largest group. Earlier studies involved almost exclusively the bird fauna, which being gifted flyers can cross all kinds of barriers and some of them to reach from one end to the globe to another. Geography is the science of mapping out the surface of the earth with reference to fauna. And the distribution of animal life, the various regions of the earth's surface were characterized among other difference by local peculiarities in animals and the plants. And the earth's surface is occupied by a vast majority of flora and fauna, but their distribution is not uniform. Depending on the likeness of the fauna, the world has been separated into 7 main faunal regions. These are known the geographical regions, and the geographical region faunal regions were proposed by Scalter in 1875 in a 6 or 7 categories. So this is about the zoo geography.